All right, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Bushcraft Out Back. Today I'm going to be setting up a winter camp. You might think to yourself, what's the point? It's cold. Look at those trees up there. It is whipping today, so we're going to have a time. We're going to hook up a ridge line to this pole in my backyard, which is why I put it in, and string it over to a tree, and we're going to set up a shelter, and I think you'll be surprised how warm you can be. Let's see what we can do. Okay. First thing we're going to do is hook up a ridge line. String this up. And we'll bring it across here. I haven't had this boy up in a while. There we go. That wind is whipping. All right. Right. All I need is a little wind cooperation, and I can imagine as I raise this, you're going to see how bad the wind has been whipping. Nope. That was nice. That didn't work too good. Okay, let's try this for the third time. There we go. Love those carabiners. Has anybody else ever tried to put a tarp up in the wind? It's a lot of fun. All right, there she is. Now, I'm not going to camp in this thing this weekend, and you're probably wondering, why would you get all that trouble? Well, I set them up because there's things that you forget when you don't camp a while, like this daisy chain. I hook it up against a tree, give myself some pulling ability, and how many of you guys have ever been camping and forgot how to set the tent poles up? So that's why I do this. And oh yeah, I love this tent. I know earlier I called it a tarp, but it is tarp-like, and it gives off a nice golden glow. And there's some nice features about this I'll show you in a second. Stay with me. This tent, like I said, is called the One Tigress, and it does work well, especially in a place that you have lots of trees, because it on your tie outs, if you can tie this up in a more taut measure, it gives you a little more space, takes some of the sag out of it. But in my backyard, I'm kind of forced to have to stake it down. So I just like to set it up so I can see how I hook my straps up like that. And I haven't had this one up in a while, like I said, but you know, it works really, really well. Like I said, this tent is called a One Tigress tent, and the wife got it for me for my birthday last year, and I love this thing. We bought it so I could go hot tent camping in it. I camp all winter long, almost every month. So if you look up here, what's cool about this tent is it's got places where you can put a strap through, an additional daisy chain, and hang a hammock in here. And it's got a wood stove jack, two of them actually, one there, one on the wall. And I can run a hot tent stove in here and heat this thing up. And by the hammock hanging in here, I'll be up in the heat zone and stay plenty toasty. So that's why I can do these things. Now, I'm making this video for a couple of reasons. One is to encourage you to go out and do some winter camping. Why shut it down when there is so many benefits to winter camping? For one, you don't have to deal with the bugs. It's nice and peaceful, and most of the time you got your campsites to yourself. But also to encourage you to go out and get a little bit of alone time with God. And that's why I do these things. It's nice and peaceful, tranquil, and I just enjoy getting out and doing some winter camping. So unfortunately, I won't be able to leave this thing up very long because we're expecting a whole week of wind and rain. So I just wanted to hustle it out here, set it up, try it out. Remember how to put it up in the woods when I get out there. It's very important. But I did want to point out that inside this tent, like I said, it's only been up a short time, and I notice a huge difference inside this. Remember, if you go out camping, I'm not out there just to survive. I'm out there to thrive. So at about 50 degrees, you start getting into that hypothermia range, and that's not where you want to be. So I like to go out, challenge myself a little bit, but at the same time, I'm not going out there to just survive the night. I want to go out and enjoy the elements, and in doing so, you know, you make sure you got beanies for your head, make sure you got wool socks, dry socks when you sleep at nighttime, good sleeping bag. When I run my hot tent stove in here, I do not run it all night long. I just close the tent up, get this thing nice and toasty, and then let that fire die out, trust my gear to keep me warm, and then I fire it back up in the morning, cook my breakfast or whatever I want to do. But with the doors open in this tent, I can sit in here and cook. And even with running the stove with my flaps open, it stays nice and toasty in here. So get out there and enjoy some winter camping. You say, what's the point? Well, like I said, there's many, many benefits, but I just love the solitude of winter camping. I challenge you to do the same thing. So in the meantime, make sure you keep God first.